What is happening, everyone? You are back once again with another episode of TROP-CAST. This is episode 34, and my name is Ronan Fox. I am your host. With me, we have Paddy Toner. What's happening, Paddy?
All right, Ronan, good to be back after a
It
little
is,
stay away.
it is good. We have Pat. What's happening, Pat?
What's the crack, fellas?
And Jack. How you doing, Jack, with your
But
absolutely awesome background that just... Well, Paddy, I suppose, is there as well. I'm kind of lacking a little bit here when it turns...
I'm also sitting in front of a couple of bits too, so
Ooh, bit of a show off. So if you are looking at the video, you're getting to see the China set is gone, but you're after
it has to be
replacing.
replaced by something.
You're after replacing it with. Is that King behind you?
Yeah, that is King. That's Tekken 5 King to be exact.
To be honest, I feel like I'm sitting at an auction.
There's a
Like, what
Crash
do you-
Bandicoot over in the corner as well.
Well, out of
The
screen.
Tekken-
He didn't
I
make
can
it
pick it
tonight.
up and show it to you. if you
Yeah,
want.
pick it up there for the night that's in it, Jack. Sorry now for any. Oh, look at this! Wow, that looks like it looks like two things: awesome and super expensive.
Yeah, both of those things is right.
So that was like the super duper edition, was it? Was that for Insane Trilogy?
No, that's actually a statue company that made that and the King
Wow.
in Japan. So
Come on, give us the price. Delivery included.
no,
No.
not
How
not
many
like
boxes do
no,
you have to break for that one, Jack? No,
It's
come on.
not live.
not,
Come on, baby. Give us
not
the.
something I'll tell you the Crash because I've got an Uka Uka or Aku Aku incoming that was the same price. The Crash was 300,
Wow.
including postage.
Was that boxed when you got it?
Oh yeah, no, it was straight from the company. It was pre-ordered and everything. I paid
How did you
off
take it
over
out of the box? It's 2019. You're not meant to play with anything.
I took it out of the box because you couldn't see it in the box. It was just a box of styrofoam.
Oh, it wasn't
Did that.
actually. All right.
Okay, so it just okay. Well, that's fair enough. No, that's awesome, dude. I just want to say at the start this is our first year anniversary. Well, it was what? It was last week, so this is kind of our celebration, our first birthday, guys, and it is like I mean, look at how far we've come. Like our setup now it's actually insane. Jack's got the amazing background. Pat's got an unbelievable microphone that he didn't have working last week. Paddy's rocking his new PC there. So let's jump in. We have a little bit of a clip to play to celebrate the birthday, but first of all, we'll jump in with what we're playing. So, Paddy, since you are a new PC gamer, what have you been playing on your new PC?
Fortnite.
Oh,
I love that.
don't
Nothing
like that. You've been playing
changes.
Apex too.
No, I've been
With a
actually,
controller or something, yeah. So it's just
but I have been playing Fortnite with a controller
okay.
on the PC, and it's way better on PC, but it's harder, a lot harder.
So tell us what's the differences? What's the kind of main differences that you're seeing?
Well, you know the way you're building in Fortnite, like you know the editing. The editing is a lot faster on PC than it would
Okay.
be on a console. It more reactive. Even on the controller, it's more reactive to what you're doing. You're able to hit shots better. Everything's better because I suppose you're more powerful. The PC is more powerful.
Do you
Yeah.
have your frames per second up in the top right hand corner?
Yeah, well,
What
it's
it-
above 60, so
Yeah, you can usually get it with your system. I mean, I was hitting 150 at some stages.
I must have a look. I don't think I've looked, but it's
Yeah, have a
definitely-
look. You'll see it. Like it's that little counter. It'll go up and down, but it'll be in between. I'd say 150 and 200. Like I'm guessing anyway with your system. Give us a run through about with your system. What is it? Give us a run through of the parts because I'm interested to hear. I know there's a small minority of people that give a crap about that kind of stuff.
The spot here. What is the processor? Is an i1700X.
Okay.
And there's 16 gigabyte of RAM.
Yeah.
It's 1060
Graphics card. Same as mine. Yeah, nice card actually.
Yeah. What else is there? Motherboard is a gaming motherboard.
Asus motherboard, wasn't it?
Asus motherboard. Yeah.
What sort of
Well-
case did you go with?
It's a Halo case. It's like red. There's like 6 fans on it. It's unreal. Look,
Did it come with go faster lighting?
It did. It goes way faster than any other machine because it's red as well.
Oh yeah, well yeah, no, that the lighting actually gives it an extra 10% speed. Some might say.
I think there's some difference to working like with everything that we do with the videos and everything we do. There's some difference. Like if 2 screens sitting here now, it's a lot with YouTube over here. I've got everyone sitting on here waiting. It's way easier to
Spoiled
work.
rotten.
absolutely spoiled. I
That's,
actually started playing Apex as well. Back
Okay.
playing Apex.
Give us a run through of that. How do you find it on PC?
Way better on PC. I was playing one of the fellas from the is it Steven? I think his name is Deathman 1000.
Yeah, Stephen. Yeah, Donnellan.
Like that. We were playing. Me and him were playing yesterday. He got my first win on PC. Two of us were kicking ass on it. To be honest, we were flying it yesterday evening. It's way better. It must have been my system. Could be the PC servers are better than the PlayStation servers, but it's working perfectly.
Are you working with controller on Apex, or are you doing with the controller?
Controller. Controllers. I got a Scuff controller which has 4 panels on the back.
Do you have it there now to give a look to the screen? Give us a look at that thing.
It is Joker on it.
Awesome. Turn it around. Give us a look at the paddles. Sweet.
So usually everyone's changed to like that's the jump buttons.
Yeah.
That there. So the basic thing of that is you don't have to take your fingers off the thumbsticks.
Okay, so they're always attached to the thumbstick.
It's way easier to shoot. That's the bit. But it's Fortnite especially, you're able to change them to the edit buttons.
You can't use that on PS4, can you?
Can you? That's what it's for, yeah.
Oh, you can. Okay, nice.
That's what I said. That's what I got it for. Really, is Fortnite and Apex and all that because the jumping makes a difference. I know it sounds silly, but it does. If you take your fingers
definitely. 100%. I could tell that that's so when are you actually going to jump into keyboard or mouse? Are you just going to stick with the controller?
John Fogarty put up a few videos during the week of a game called Escape from Tarkov, and unbelievably really good. It's supposed to be one of the most hardcore shooters around. So I said, look, I'm going to download it. I'm going to play a few games of John. I think Kush, I call him Kush anyway, Ainsley, he's after downloading it as well. I think Ronan might be downloading it too.
I'm going to grab that tomorrow, actually, payday, so I'm going to grab that as well.
Option for a controller on that. So I'm going to try it with that. It's supposed to be one of the hardest games to learn. I'm going to give it a go anyway.
It'd be nice with the squad.
It would be grand to learn it all together. Do you know what I mean? I'd say there would be a learning curve on it. It looks absolutely ridiculously hard.
Yeah. What I would recommend as well for someone like yourself that's getting used to it, I would download a single player first person shooter, and to be honest, it's hard not to recommend Doom on PC and go through that because it's quick reactions and it'll get you, there's a little bit of leeway there, the fact that it's single player, you can die, try again, and maybe even set it to easy at the start and then start ramping up. That's a good way to kind of get into it because when you get used to 1 FPS, they're all the same, you set them all the same. That's interesting now.
Have a lot of keys. A lot of keybinds. Like there's one to lean to the left, there's one to lean to the right.
It's probably Q and E to lean, is it?
There's loads of different. It's Q and E to lean. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same in PUBG.
Yeah. It's
awesome.
kind of. I guess it's a hyped up version of PUBG. Really, that's what it's kind of looks like to me.
I suppose I'll take the mantle next because that's kind of what I've been playing. I've been jumping back on PC since you said actually that you were building your PC. I went back to playing a few games on PC. I'm playing PUBG. I'm not very good at that game. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better. The standard on it is just ridiculous, but like for me, I think personally that's the best battle royale game there is. It's my favorite, and I think it's hard for games like Battlefield 5, which I also played this week. I played the battle royale mode and that. I think it's okay. I just don't think there's anything special about the game, if you get me. I think I could play a few.
It's easy to get in that game.
Yeah,
too easy.
Yeah, it's easy in PUBG as well, but I feel like I don't know. There's just something a little bit more in PUBG tactically, and now don't get me wrong. I had a lot of fun in Battlefield because we had a full squad on, and you always have the crack with the full squad on. But I just thought when I went back to PUBG, I was only playing that solo, and I had more fun gameplay wise. So I've been playing that the usual FIFA. I went back actually to Horizon Zero Dawn. I never finished that game when I first played it, so I want to go back and finish that game out and get ready for hopefully the second one.
Jack has the platinum in that game.
Jack has the platinum.
Right there.
Check it.
Super duper special edition in the background, there. Jack.
Yeah, not
Super
platinum.
And then I actually got a lend of Switch off one of my friends. I've been playing Zelda Breath of the Wild and just absolutely adore that game as well. It's a great game for me and my son to play because I usually kind of let him take over, and if he gets stuck on a part, I'll jump in. I just love the way that game is designed, for the likes of, adults and kids can jump in and play it as well. And I love the quirkiness of it, and the fact that some of the story you do have to read the character's voice. And yeah, I think it really kind of harks back to retro gaming, but it brings a lot of new interesting mechanics in as well. So that's kind of what I've been doing. Jack, what have you been playing?
Surprise, surprise! No Mario Kart this week. I've actually been playing Monster Hunter World all week.
Trying to get that
my
platinum.
God. Yes and no, and my God, it's been kicking my ass.
Has it broken you yet?
No, it hasn't broken me, but there's been a couple of times where my trousers were nearly soiled while fighting stuff because as some of you might have seen the meme that I shared in the group there a couple of days ago of a monster called the Basil Goose, or I think that's how it's pronounced.
Okay.
Basically, once you hit a certain point in the story, all the monsters kind of rank up to a high rank.
Okay.
Before that, they're all low rank. As soon as you hit the high rank quests, he turns up every time. Without fail.
Just annoying you.
And I didn't know this originally, and the thing is huge. I was fighting you played it far enough in to fight the Puke?
Yes.
Puki or whatever.
The bird thingy, Bob.
Yeah, the poison one. I was fighting a harder version of that, and then all of a sudden I just see these wings come out of nowhere, and it just zooms up to it, and I was like, what the hell is that? And legged it out of there as quickly as I could, because the thing is meant to be one of the harder enemies in the game to actually beat.
Okay. So you haven't touched him yet?
No, the thing is though, when I was fighting him, he came down and I hit him, and I was like, well, I'm dead. As soon as you hit a monster in that game, it'll start tracking you. You have to get out of there as quickly as you can. I was lucky to get away with it. So I was.
You were lucky to get away with your life.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's really all you've been playing. No, I'll mention that a little bit later on. No Mario, no Crash Bandicoot Insane, none of that kind of good stuff.
Nothing just yet.
How's the streaming going?
Honestly, I've not been giving it a chance because of work. Just getting in from work and everything. But I will be doing it tomorrow because Crash Team Racing is out tomorrow. But I will say no more.
We'll say a little bit about that later on. Exactly. And plus, it looks like you've spent about maybe a week doing that room up behind you.
Actually, it was a day.
Oh, it was a full on day. Yeah, doing a gaming room can take a bit of time because you get very antsy about where stuff goes, I find.
Yeah, it can.
Pat, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a few games, a few classics like Urban Reign and Medal of Honor Frontline, but I've also returned to Bloodborne.
Ooh, look at you. Paddy's going to be delighted.
Yeah, I originally didn't finish it when I originally had it, so getting back into it, I just started a completely new clean slate, and I'm...
Okay, not that I'm interested or anything, but what weapon did you go with?
Yeah.
Do you know the just the normal saw blade sort of one?
The was it cleaver? Is that what it's called?
The one the cleaver, yeah. But I have the what's the name of it? Do you know the sword with the axe now? Axe.
Oh yes. I can't remember that one actually. Anyone?
I know I have it now.
Well, yeah.
So how are you? Is it kicking your ass? Are you getting through it fairly quickly?
Surprisingly, I remember the first time when I played it, I died quite a lot. This time, still dying, but not quite a lot. Thus, I'm dying a good 50% of the time, like when it comes to some bosses. But like the clergy beast at the very beginning on the bridge.
Yes, a difficult boss at the start.
I beat it on my first go.
Yeah, that's what usually happens.
And then the hunter fella, I beat him on the first go. And I remember the first time I played the game, I did not beat these guys on my first go.
Yeah.
You have it on easy mode.
I think...
Are you sure you're playing the right game?
I think I have improved.
Now, one thing I want to see happen.
Paddy didn't actually get to the clergy beast. That's how bad he was at the game.
I didn't even turn the game on, lads.
Paddy was like, okay, I'm going to try Bloodborne. And then 2 hours later, he's like, no. Not doing this.
I would even join you in a game just to give you the materials, but you need to do a specific dungeon close to when you're finished the game, because I want to see you take on one boss that is just the bane of any Bloodborne player's existence.
What's the boss called, Jack?
Watchdog, defiled watchdog of the old lords.
Yeah. It's a good one.
I want to see Pat fight that boss.
Live.
Live on the podcast.
You're not allowed to eat until you
when I get
finish
there,
them.
It's a side.
I'll
bit,
just be a
so you don't
skeleton.
have to.
So, guys, have you been playing any more, Pat, before we move on?
Just let me think.
Division 2?
I think I have. No, I've actually been playing a bit of Disgaea 4. I promised revisited it on my Vita because Vita's a lovely little thing to have, and a game like that, which you just sink hundreds of hours in, it's just nice to take away with you.
I always have mine at hand's reach.
Never opened or never used.
No.
I have mine too.
Right, Jack, we get you. Spend all your wages on toys. It's We're not jealous, I swear to God.
Says your man with Toys R Us behind him.
Hi, it's Smith's.
It's totally different than having toys. They're old toys, boxed.
Retro.
Disgaea, that's JRPG, no?
Yeah, JRGP.
JRGG.
Yeah. I'm just got
JRGG.
Yeah, JRPG. It's a tactical one where you have like an overview head, and you move your characters around and do their bits and pieces.
Okay.
But it's so addictive. So it is like I could spend easily just a whole day sitting down playing this game and not realize the time go by.
Awesome on the. I always found the Vita to be good for JRPGs. I went back and played like the original Final Fantasy games, and I found just being able to pick it up, do an hour, and then just hit that top button and let it rest, and then come back. I thought it was really good for that style of game. I played Persona 4 on it, and really enjoyed it on the Vita. I don't think I would have been able to play it on a system that you sit down in front of the TV, because it's just such a time sink, and just to pick it up and do a few quests and put it down, I thought it was perfect. So guys, we are going to move on to the Republic of Players best bits that Paddy put together, and to be quite honest with you, it's awesome. I'm not going to say any more, but all I want to say is happy birthday to us. So hopefully enjoy our best bits. Our mistakes, and I think we're going to be adding that JR Chi into it as well. Paddy, what do you reckon?
Definitely for next year.
We've been for Pat already. You've only been here a few months.
Enjoy, guys. Yeah, I probably should say it. My name is Ronan Fox. I am your host.
Like it. For one thing, one of the most impressive things is that the world really does feel alive, as I came across.
But I think people are generally there just to pop in and pop out. They're not. You actually widen your audience globally more with Twitch than you would with Facebook, I think.
The only thing I give bad about Twitch is the algorithms. I think they need to change the algorithms up. I don't think it's fair.
So Season 9 of Fortnite Battle Pass has started today, and it has brought back Tilted Towers and Retail Row, but now they are built up to give them a more futuristic look. They're now called Neo Tilted and Mega Mall. Ask Paddy for more. So Paddy, the trailer is playing. What? I'm not. Yeah. I'm not meant to say that bit, am I, Paddy? In the show. No. Do you know what it's like? It's like Anchorman. Who changed the teleprompter?
I'm sure you should have a lot more followers if a lot more people knew about you. I can't even remember how I found out about you, but I liked your page and I was like, content here is great, I'm gonna stick around. So I feel like if people knew more about the gaming community and it was more of a, an open thing, like if people knew about it and
I'd still be sitting X-Men 100 viewers or whatever it is, but it would always be the exact same viewers, the exact same people with a few extra follows.
Oh yeah, I can see some things. Makes sense. Yeah. John, you only have a few minutes, so we're just going to ask you a few questions. How are you finding Gamerfest, and how do you think it differs from, say, the big events that I'm sure you've been at?
it's here from my stream. Lads, don't be a clown. Hit that subscribe button there. Be sound, yeah? Good lads.
Jack let something slip to me. The reason he doesn't stream is because he plays games in the nip. I don't know why he told me. He just he said he was 6 hours unlocking that one character and he was playing in the nip. I don't know why he told me. I asked for
I
pictures,
know.
you wouldn't send them.
I know. It's just so comfortable being able to sit there. Stay away, play it.
Anyone
Free
that's
ball
listening
is
or
it.
watching that wants to see Jack streaming in the nip, please subscribe to the Republic of Players.
Keep losing my screen.
So that is our best bits for our first year running on the show. And I don't want to get all sentimental, guys, but it's a massive landmark for us. And I think just even seeing from, the clips that you've seen there, the guests that we had on, I mean, we were able to talk to John Romero, like a guy that if we were growing up, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago playing Doom, to think that we were actually going to talk to that guy in an interview, a podcast, he was going to come in, have the chats with us. We had Tinkerbell, Absolute Filth, we had Amplified, and the show is just, it's getting bigger and bigger, and we're so happy with the way it's going at the moment. We're over on Spotify. As you can see, the production is after ramping up big time since we started. We're still getting used to the way it's going, but I think we're doing great things, guys. So I just want to thank each and every one of you for just making it a great experience for myself as well. And I'm glad that we're still here a year later, rocking it. And I mean, to the newcomers, Pat, and our massive announcement later on, and just we can't wait to just see what the future holds. And we have a few massive announcements going forward. So hopefully you'll stick it out with us and enjoy the ride. Any words on the first birthday, guys?
Well, it's very thankful for everyone that's been here for the whole year. Our viewers are getting up every week. Our listens are going up every week. It's great to be a part of the Irish gaming scene and help to develop it going towards in the future. And special thank you to Ronan for bringing the podcast to us, bringing the idea to us, and let me help him develop. And the two of us have created something very special. And boys have come along and helped us every week, and it's been fantastic. And I can't wait to keep going. That's all I would say, really.
Deadly, man. Jack?
I just want to say that it's been an absolute pleasure doing this for the past year with you. Like I know I started off a bit rough, especially with the fact that I broke my microphone on the first day we were meant to do it. Throw back to that. God, Sigrun God of War. But no, seriously, it's been an absolute pleasure just coming on each week, talking games, just even just anything in general that comes up. Helped me get further on in gaming and whatever else I've been doing. So thank you very much for that, lads.
Big pat on your back, Jack. I mean, you like if there was a prize for most improved, you have really kind of stapled yourself as a real kind of
100%.
member to this podcast. So fair play to you. Your opinion matters on this show, and I love having you on every week. So fair play to you, Pat, or to Jack. Pat, sorry. Another one for the best bits, guys.
Why, thank you.
The reason why I said Pat is because I wanted to ask Pat if he had anything to say. But fair play to you, Jack.
Thank you very much, Ron.
Well, for the last few I've been 3 months now on the podcast, is it?
Yeah, we've been part of the Republic team a good long time now.
Yeah.
True.
But so far, it's been a game changer for me. Like, I feel so much more productive when I do gaming, and I feel so much more invested within the community itself around gaming in general. And it's been a wonderful experience, and here's to many more years as well.
Yep, I'm gonna lift up my cup of coffee that's empty as well.
I'll lift the controller because that's all I've got.
Yeah. No, Pat, in fairness to you, like me and Paddy said it over and over again, you are working your ass off. And I know it doesn't feel like work to you doing the content and everything else, but if you look at the YouTube channel, you can really see your staple there, and the amount of reviews that you're posting up, it really kind of gives you a staple in the community. And to hear that one of your reviews is coming out, it gets me excited. I know it gets everyone else in the community excited as well. So keep doing your reviews, man. You're getting better and better 100%. With each one of them, and just make sure you let that character shine, because you've got a great character, especially when you put it into your reviews. So fair play to you. So guys, without getting too sentimental and bursting out crying on the podcast, I'm going to move it on here a little bit. So we are going to go on to news, guys. And the first piece of news is there has been hints this week that... let me get this report right. So we have heard a few hints this week that things have been shifting into gear for the next God of War. In recent days, a number of job listings have appeared in Sony Santa Monica Careers website, revealing the studio is recruiting for all sorts of roles, ranging from narrative to combat design, and provide some major clues into its upcoming schedule for the next few years. For one thing, several of the job postings, including one for a senior combat designer, asked the candidates must have a knowledge of God of War 2018 and be able to speak in depth about the combat system, mechanics and enemies, while others, such as this role for a facial blend shape character artist, states that next-gen video game platform experience is desirable. Is everyone excited for a new God of War? I think we've all played the last one, haven't we?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for the next God of War, especially the way the last God of War ended. It was like, just give me the game. 100%. How do you have next-gen video game platform experience? Does that mean you have to be, when you're a PlayStation 3, they have to be developing PlayStation 4? Is that what they kind of mean?
It could mean developing for the next gen in previous generations, if you get me.
Yeah,
so I think exactly what you said. So if you were on PS2, that you're developing for a sorry guys, for a PS3 game or PS3 to PS4. I think that's what that means. Are you
thinking it's going to be a PS? It's probably too late for a PS5 like day one release, is it?
I'd say so. Because it took them quite a while just to get the original God of War going, so it did. So I say that it won't reach launch date. It'd be a bit just too soon, and it might be rushed if they did do that.
Yeah, I hope it's nearly like the last God of War was unbelievable. Such a game to revamp the series. It was unreal. I picked it up and didn't put it down. That's saying a lot since Fortnite usually takes that.
Once in a fortnight, another game to get you.
What about you, Jack?
You got the platinum.
Yeah, that was what was ruined my first podcast because I couldn't get onto it because of that platinum.
Wait, you're saying now you're taking it back here now. You played the game instead of coming on the podcast. Is that what you're saying?
No, but what I'm saying is that was the game that caused it. That was the game that caused me to break my headset because I got so annoyed at the secret boss, Sigrun.
That was awful.
I
fucking hated going after those, the crystal boards.
Oh, Odin's Ravens.
Yeah, there was like 2 left when I got through the whole game, and I could not find the wee fellas at all. And they were all in really distant places that you had to have an exceptionally keen eye to find.
Yeah, some of them were all right.
I remember streaming the game, and Jack comes into the stream, and he's already done the game. And I was doing something, and there was I think I was fighting one of the, what are they called? The
Valkyries.
Valkyries, yeah. I was fighting one of the Valkyries, and Jack was going, well, maybe it'd be better off going away and coming back, hinting at me not to be, I had to go and get something else to come back to it. But he was dead right, and I was like, no, Jack.
I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it, Jack.
And then you proceeded to get your ass slaughtered.
Yeah, that's it.
But no, I am actually looking forward to God of War 2, especially with the fact that they somebody caught a little teaser on Twitter,
okay,
which a whole host of tweets ended up coming out and saying Ragnarok is coming when they took the first letter off of each line.
Yeah. That
so they were kind of teasing this before.
If anyone is watching the video version, Jack has gone dark. What's happening?
Why?
Jack?
My brother just came in the back door, closed the curtains, and walked out again.
Sound, bud.
A sound for that. And I needed the light.
We don't take light in this house, Jack. We are gamers. Tell him to leave.
2 seconds.
I will kill you. I will eat your children.
Jack might commit murder live on the podcast here because his brother won't get out of the room.
Sorry. Oh no, my brother's not in the room. He's outside in case we thought he'd be seen on the camera. So that's why he closed the curtains.
He just wants to be part of it.
Can I play, Jack?
It's a podcast. You don't play it. God damn it! Get out.
What were you saying? I can't even remember now.
But I was saying about the tweets.
Ragnarok
is coming, and sure, anybody who went back to the house in the original God of War, even people who didn't, found out that Thor turns up, even though they do after a bit of a time skip at the end of the game.
Spoilers.
So,
nice.
Paddy, the game's out for a year now at this stage.
I'm just saying, spoilers.
It's gone past the year. Its spoilers are gone.
I think the spoilers are gone in a month, but other people would disagree.
Okay, guys, so the next bit of news is a very, very exciting one. I know Jack is pumped for this, but tonight at midnight, Crash Team Racing is being released, and we have the video here, a video from, to get you a little bit hyped. I think this one is awesome. Paddy got this, and it's actually really, really cool. So, Jack, what has you excited about this game?
Other than the fact it's Crash Bandicoot? Oh no, Crash Team Racing was always one of those games that I had a kind of a love-hate relationship with, because back when I was younger, when I had the PS1, I didn't actually have a memory card for a very long time.
Okay.
And one memory that sticks out to me is one day I was actually playing through it and I wanted to finish it that day, and I made it as far as Pinstripe, I think it was. And I paused it and I was like, this was close to Christmas, so of course.
Your brother came in and turned it off.
No, of course, when you're younger, your grandparents drag you to Christmas Mass.
Okay.
I paused it and that was grand. Went to Mass, came back and found out the power went when I was gone.
Oof.
So all of that time I'd spent getting up to that point was gone. And then I went back to it a couple of years ago and I was like, you know what? I always heard this was difficult, but it ended up being one of the easier games. So I'm interested to see, will it be as easy as I remember when I went back to it? Or will it be as difficult as I remember it?
A lot of people talk about it as if it's the Thinking Man's racing game. Would you agree with that in terms of Mario being a little bit more accessible, where this one you really have to think about your boosts and your weapons? And
about a week ago I would have said no.
Okay.
And I would have went against the argument, but after the past couple of days I've been kind of looking up videos of speedrunning techniques. I'm not planning on speedrunning it, but they are needed for getting certain relics in the game to beat certain nitrous oxide or entropy times.
Okay.
And the amount of thinking and reaction times you need.
But that's for a speed run. I'm talking about if you were playing with a group of your mates, is it more of a Thinking Man's game in terms of tactics that you use? Or
if you're playing with your mates, if you really want to slaughter them, then you can do those things. But if you just want to play a fair game, you don't have to bother with them.
Okay. Anyone else interested in Crash Team Racing tonight?
I am, but I am poor, so...
Send funds to patcurley.com.
itpop@gmail.com. Anyway, I think what's a good thing about this game is going to be the online mode. I think that's a good addition to it. It's going to be unreal to be able to play. That's what bring you to the game, to play against your mates and stream against your mates. When you're streaming and stuff, would be unreal.
That's a great point, actually, Paddy. That a lot of these retro games that are coming are able online. To be played online with your mates. You don't have to be, you don't actually have to meet up with people anymore. You can just never meet them again. And
they've got Jack would probably be interested. They've got online leaderboard as well. That's a pretty
nice.
Big fucking thing.
That's pretty big. But there's also another thing they're doing is a kind of a World Series kind of event. They'll be doing every couple of months, which will add new tracks, new characters. So that'll be great to see, especially with the fact they announced Spiral.
Yes.
Awesome.
Well, yes.
So I'll just
go over the card, or he just fly.
I'll just go over the report here, guys. It's the authentic CTR experience plus a whole lot more, now fully remastered and revved up to the max. It will have the original game modes, characters, tracks, power-ups, weapons and controls. Power slide to glory in additional carts, tracks and arenas from Crash Nitro Kart. Race online with friends and Crash the competition with online leaderboards. It's available for purchase at $39.99. Is that price point okay for a game like this?
It seems to be what's Spiral come out over. It's kind of the remastered price point, isn't it, really?
I think it's fantastic. Simply because I know the amount of time that a lot of people will get out of the game simply because of its multiplayer features, especially with the fact it's couch co-op, couch multiplayer. A lot of people are going to have friends over, play it. go online when their friends somewhere else, go play it with them. Then you can put so many hours into it. It's well worth £40.
Let's be honest though, it's going to drop in price fairly quickly. Like you're going to give it a month, 2 months, and it'll be down. Same as Spyro.
I don't
Spyro,
think this
happened to Spyro fairly quick too.
It happened to Spyro fairly quick, but the thing is with Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy still holds a fairly decent price.
How much is it? I don't think it's that
Still
much.
about £30. And it was 40 when it came out.
I like with these remasters. I find if they bring in enough money for them in the first few months, they drop fairly quick. Like they will hit a price point. People will be out and buying them fairly quick.
But at the same time, this is getting its free updates with the free characters, the free tracks. A lot of people are going to, you're right in saying that they will get their money very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, a lot of people will still probably want the game because it's going to have constant updates with new characters and new tracks, as I
It's
said.
great that they do that. So they'll keep it updated.
Awesome.
No remaster.
And just another few bits to look out for this week. Our Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which is getting really well reviewed as, I believe it's like a platform game. Isn't that right?
It's Castlevania.
Okay, yeah, sorry, that's what I read. But the control is meant to be absolutely phenomenal, and they really hit that Castlevania style on the head, and that's getting well reviewed. So I will probably check that thing out, depending on price point. But I'm going to be having a look at that.
I think it's €35 from what
That's not bad.
Seamus was saying to me, so it's not too bad for it. He was playing it on stream, and it actually looks phenomenal.
So what was he playing on? PC, was it?
He was playing on PS4.
Okay. So it's...
And the game looks beautiful.
Okay, so it's out then. Yeah.
It is out, yeah.
It's out. It's all out this week.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Then we have Mini Mech Mayhem and Judgment Pre-Order Edition, so watch out for those guys. The next bit of news, Square Enix CEO...
Can we just take a little second there?
No, Pat. No, go on, work away.
Just on Judgment there, like, if anyone has actually been a fan of Yakuza, because I've been looking at Yakuza for a very long time, but I just never got the games because there's so many of them, and I know I'll like the game once I start playing it from what I've seen.
Yeah.
I'll go and spend too much money on it. But Judgment is sort of a similar thing, and it's just brand new, so this might be a good time for people to jump on if they ever wanted to try like the series.
Okay, apologies
Sort
then
of
for
like
skipping
that
by
there.
that. This is part of the Yakuza series. Is that what you're telling me?
It's not from what I know, but it's like a sort of standalone. It's like its own thing. It's not part of the Yakuza.
Okay.
But
Perfect.
from what I've been seeing as well, its review scores are like going very well. Like it is being reviewed exceptionally well.
That's good, because I'm actually in the same boat as you. A lot of people are recommending go and play Yakuza, and everything I read about it, every little bit of gameplay, the mini games, it all looks super interesting, but I never just gave it a chance, I suppose. And just because of that, Pat, I'll have a go on. I'll look out for that and see what's up with it, and see will I be interested. I might definitely jump on that. Might definitely, that makes no sense, but
Like, what?
at least I caught myself out there. I might definitely. Okay, so we might definitely go on to the next news piece. Square Enix
sure.
CEO Yusuke Matsuda has stated at an ES interview that Final Fantasy VII taught us remakes are even more challenging to develop than original titles. He goes on to say, I'd say that what we have learned is the making of remakes can be very challenging. It is difficult, or even more so than making an original title, a new title in a different sense. What I mean is that when you are making a remake, you can't just chase nostalgia. That's not going to work. You have to make it the latest game, a game that's current. And yeah, then there's just a link to the site there that I'll have a look at in a second. But what I want to kind of look at there is it's more just excuses for me out of Square Enix. I just want to see the actual development of that game, questions being answered and so forth. I am still very worried that we will even see that game in the next 2 or 3 years. But like, I know people are excited because they got to see, a little 10-minute clip. I think it's playable as well, isn't it?
Is it playable?
Is it playable? I don't know. I thought
There was.
Thought it was a playable section backstage
There was
in
behind
E3.
scenes in E3 that was playable.
Yeah, so that to me that tells me that development is still super early in that game. Like saying Midgar is nearly done. I don't believe that, because Midgar, like we've talked about this last week, Midgar is the first 5 hours of the original game, and if they don't have anything past that, I mean, like how go on.
Do you think that statement's true though? That he's saying that it has to develop as like it's a new game. Like they're really taking everything up and trying to make it a little bit better. Like to say that it has to be developed as a brand new game. Like if you play any of the remasters, anything doesn't feel that different to the originals. Just looks newer. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's true what he's saying.
So I'll go against the argument here. I think he's actually got a good point, because, as you said, with the remasters of the other Final Fantasy games, they still they were basically the same game, just updated graphics, and in the case of the Xbox One and the PS4, just trophy and achievement support. But at the same time, the whole code has to be rewritten. The whole code has to be rewritten. Then they've got the updated graphics, the updated combat style. They've got everything completely different to what they did with the original. Whereas, say, look at another remake like Shadow of the Colossus. They used the exact same code from the original PS2 game for that. Okay. The only thing different was the graphics. So they've put a lot on their plate with the Final Fantasy remake by redoing everything.
I personally just don't think they're a company that develops games quickly, especially when it comes to Final Fantasy games. I mean, Final Fantasy 15 was what? Was it 10 years in the making? Less? A little bit less, maybe?
Roughly about 10 years.
And now here's a game where, okay, like, if in hindsight they have the story, they have not the mechanics, because I know they're changing that up, but they have the game engine of Final Fantasy 15, which it looks like it's very similar to. I honest to God think this is just excuses to try and stretch out like whatever, or what has already been a very, very long development cycle for a remake. And I just can see this game being an absolute disaster. And it kind of runs off nostalgia. The fact that you see a little bit after, like, you've seen a little bit of E3, and I honest to God, when I seen it first, I was like, this looks amazing. But when you really kind of pull back the curtains, it just feels like fluff in front of a absolute disaster. And that's my honest opinion on this game. I thought it from the start. I just don't think I'm ever going to have to get Seamus's pizza. Yeah, go on. Yeah, work away.
Just one thing there, but like we were talking about last week as well, but they were saying that like this is like going to be a full game just set in Midgard. So if that is a possibility, if this is like a full JRPG, like full 80-hour sort of campaign that they're going for with this one installment, then I could forgive them for the time limit on it, because they're expanding upon this at a ridiculous amount. Like
80 hours.
80 hours just in Midgard, or for the whole thing? Is that what you're talking about?
For just in Midgard. Like they're saying this might be like a full expansion, like a full like JRPG game. Like they're selling it with 2 discs. So it has to be like bloody massive.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The messaging is actually puzzling when it comes to that. They say it's 2 discs, but they say, like, I've read articles where Midgar is disc 1 and then the open world is disc 2. I've read rumors that that's the case. So are they saying that disc 1 is Midgar, which is 5 hours of the original game, and disc 2 is everything else crammed in? Like, I just... The messaging is all over the place, dude. Like, that's just kind of... Like, I've read a lot about it. I want this game to be a success. I just can't see it happening.
Liar.
Actually, I read it. I read a few interviews there, and one of the things that does come up a lot is they said that this is a fully fledged game. This isn't just like... It's like a full-fledged version of Midgard. So they seem to be expanding upon it quite a lot compared to the PS1 era of like a 5-hour story.
So why are they still calling it Final Fantasy VII if it's a brand new game? Just because they're like taking that little bit and then just...
I guess because I guess it's also just to get the sales there, because that is like a beloved game. Like that is probably the most. That's the main reason there. The nostalgia there is basically loads of people buying this simply because Final Fantasy VII is a beloved game, and they're expanding upon it now probably just because it's like if this works out well, then they can expand every little segment of it and take the game maybe forever to come out. So
that sounds horrible, dude.
I know, but like money is money at the end of the day. This is what these gaming industry is
But
here
they
for.
probably
They're
get the
trying to
money
make
even
the money.
without making it 80 hours. Like, to be fair, they released the original
Well, I'm
game.
not saying
Like, how much
I'm
money are they
only
going to
having an
spend to
estimate
create
there as
these?
a
Like,
full-fledged, like,
Yeah, you're not sure. It's nothing's confirmed. So
nobody
not
has a
really.
clue, it seems.
probably loads, but who knows?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's move it on with the next piece of news. A new handheld is on the way, speaking of PSV earlier on, called Evercade. And it's a new portable gaming machine partnering with publishers of classic games Namco, Atari, Interplay, and Data East to make it easier to play retro hits like Bad Dudes, Earthworm Jim, and Yar's Revenge on the Go. Confirmed cartridges so far include a collection of classic games such as Battle Chess, Boogerman, Clay Fighter, Earthworm Jim, Incarnation, and Titan. Evercade is promising that over 100 titles will be available through these collections at launch. Evercade is also talking with indie publishers to bring newer retro-inspired games to the platform. It will cost €69 for the handheld with 1 game or €89 with 3 games. What do you guys think of this? This is the first I heard of it. So, Paddy, you grabbed the story. Did you?
Yeah. No, I think it's good. It's good. The handheld it will always sell well, especially if there's a couple of good retro games on it. What I think as well, it's kind of taking a different approach to the SNES minis and stuff like that, where they're actually selling games with it. So the cartridge, so they can keep developing it in time. So you can go into the shop and buy cartridges, unlike the SNES mini where all the games are on it already and everybody puts more on it. That's a good selling point, I think. I think it'll sell very, very well.
I see it mentions cartridges. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was saying there. That's why
like, are they going to come like boxed and?
Yeah, like any other handheld, I suppose, with the Game Boy games or anything like that there, or the DSs or the games that obviously come separate towards them.
Jack, is this something that you'll pick up?
Well, actually, I'll actually have to have a look into it first before I decide on picking it up. But for the price point, it's very tempting. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's the kind of one thing that stuck out with me. For 69 quid with 1 game, that seems pretty good. And depending on how much games will be after that, it'll be nice to have a little collection of classic games there. I think
it opens up to a lot of indie developers as well to produce games at a smaller scale for handhelds. Let them at it and see what they can come up with.
Is there any design done of this, Paddy? Is there actual?
There's pictures and stuff. There's no videos or anything of them yet. As far as I was checking on the websites and stuff, and there's pictures of it. Looks pretty good. Looks like an old styled handheld.
Yeah,
it really looks like.
That's exciting. Sweet. Yeah. So, guys, before we go on to our final bit of news, we have a word from our sponsor. So stick with us, guys. Hey guys, the Alpha Fox here, and I just want to bring you a quick message from our sponsor. Our mission at Kaiju Gaming Lounge is to bring the social aspect back to video games in Cork City. There is a tendency with online video games for people to spend a lot of time alone while playing games with their friends over the internet, which may become isolating at times. We want to offer an alternative to spending time alone or in a pub and instead engage in some friendly competition with existing friends or meet new ones in the process. Kaiju Gaming Lounge is the #1 sponsor for TROP-CAST, the #1 gaming podcast in Ireland and the official podcast of the Republic of Players. So that is Kaiju Gaming Lounge in Cork. If you're ever in Cork City, make sure you call in. Play. He's got a few new consoles in there. There's PCs to play. You can go in with your friends, go in on your own and meet people in there that are into the same thing. I mean, gaming is great for bringing people together, and it gets you out of the house, away from the pubs, like I said in the sponsor trailer. So just go in there, support the cause, and we hope to see Kaiju Gaming Lounge very soon and maybe do a live show there. So the last bit of news, guys. Love him or hate him, the world's most popular video game streamer will soon be a published author thanks to a 3-book deal from Penguin Random House. Tyler Ninja Blevins has become a global superstar in the past year after building a reputation as one of the best Fortnite players in the world. Now Ninja is sharing some of his gaming expertise in a new book called Ninja Get Good. That's a little bit of a rob off Dark Souls, but I'll allow him. My ultimate guide to gaming. The book is designed for player ages 10 and up and covers a wide range of topics. Readers can expect to learn how to build a gaming PC, how to practice and improve in your favourite games, how to build a competitive team, and how to form an online community. So before I give my 2 cents on this, Paddy, do you want to jump in?
Yeah, bank. That's what that man is making. Bank, 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 bank. That's all he's doing. My good friend Ray, who's in the chat there, he sent me a picture the other day of Ninja. What would you call it? Ninja. What's the stuff? What do you have when you're selling stuff? There was stuff in shops anyway that had Ninja's face on it in Ireland that you can go in and buy today. The man is just cashing in as much as he can while he can. He's probably the second biggest Fortnite streamer at the minute, but he's still huge and he's still making a serious amount of money. I don't know. The book is obviously aimed at kids. I might buy it, but it's obviously aimed at kids. But he's going to sell them everywhere in America, especially. It's going to be massive. I don't know what's he going to sign next. Is he going to do a little modeling agency for himself next time? But he's just making cash everywhere he goes. It's unreal to see him at such a high level still compared to this time last year. He's still huge. I just wonder, is it ever going to stop? 3 books. I don't know what he's going to talk about next. The next game, I suppose.
Pat, what do you reckon?
You don't like books, Pat?
No, I actually love books. I'm in the middle of reading Terry Pratchett at the moment. But you see, he is actually possibly, Terry Pratchett's a good writer. I'm not thinking Ninja will be a good writer.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to write it, Pat. To be honest, I'd say he's going to talk and someone's going to write it for him.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, even the title of it, just like,
Yeah.
It's not something I'll go near.
No.
I say it is targeted towards people who probably.
Can I guess that you're not a fan, Pat?
Are young. I don't mind them. It's just it's like this here. Like, do you ever see Jeremy Clarkson's books where it's like really stupid titles?
Okay.
I hate that. It's just he's cashing in on his name, and it's absolutely it's so stupidly bonkers. So it is, and it's a very similar thing here, and I don't like that, not at all. It's not my cup of tea.
Okay.
I'll just leave it there.
Jack?
Honestly, I don't care much for Ninja either way. Fair dues to him for becoming as big as he has, and just the books in general. That's a great idea for him to do. But honestly, I can just see it being a stocking filler for Christmas this year because it's as Paddy said, it is going to be mainly aimed at kids.
Yeah.
So as I said, I can definitely see it being a Christmas stocking filler by the end of the year.
I kind of want to put it in there to establish how much gaming has come along and what Ninja is continuing to do to show it into the mainstream. Like, it's very much unheard of for a streamer to be releasing a book. It's that's why I kind of put it in there more than will you buy the book or not, kind of way.
Oh, it's massive what he's done for gaming.
Yeah.
So I suppose I'll come in with my opinion of Ninja. I think he's fantastic, to be quite honest with you. I think what he has done, like Paddy has said, for gaming, for streaming. Streaming has never ever been as big, and he is the reason for it. Streaming has always been around, but he's the one that made it. He's like the Conor McGregor of the gaming industry. He's the one that comes out that he's the Michael Jordan of gaming. He's just this one person that comes into the scene that whether you're into gaming or whether you're not into gaming, that you know who he is. What he's done, if you look at his older videos, he's funny as hell, like, to be honest with you. And now because obviously he has such a massive audience, he has to play to that audience. But if you go back to look at his earlier stuff, he's a funny guy, and you can see his progression of being not giving a crap up to now, like being a professional at his field. He's unbelievable to watch. I think he's entertaining as hell. I know he gets on some people's nerves, but my son adores him, and I'll be getting this book hands down. Again, Pat, I think you said it right. This isn't for us. This is for kids to look at the front cover and see Ninja's face on a book. And if it gets kids reading, well then what the hell? Like, I mean, it's all the better. The fact that he is writing a book, I think that kind of tells, you know, he's intelligent. He's super, super intelligent. He has been at the top of his game for a year now or 2 years. He's not sliding away, and I think he's inspirational in the way he changed the way he was. Like he used to curse and stuff on stream, obviously because kids are watching him. He stopped that, which I can appreciate, and my hat's off to him. I think he's great, and I say fair play to him, and I hope he keeps doing, because when I turn on Twitch, he's always the top one on the list for me, and sometimes I'll jump in just to see a victory royale and, you know, to see his reactions, whether he's in good form, whether he's in bad form. We can't always be in good form, and he's streaming ridiculous hours a day. Like, anyone that wants to be a streamer full time, it's not an easy job, people. Like, I stream part time for free, and sometimes, you know, you're in good form, sometimes in bad form other times. It's a difficult job to stay in front of, and he's in front of thousands of people. And, you know, my hat's off to anyone that can make it as a streamer in this day and age in such a flooded marketplace. So that's
he can come on the podcast if he wants. I don't mind.
Yeah, we'll allow him on the podcast.
Maybe
if he wants to get into the podcast scene, he can give me or Paddy a call, and we'll see, can we slot him in. So guys, we're going to go on to topic of the week, and we're after hitting the hour mark, which is pretty good. So fair play to Paddy for rocking another good show this week. And we are going to talk about the PS5 versus Project Scarlet. Now, Project Scarlet, we got details at E3. You know, very similar to the PS5 in terms of technology. We got SSD hard drives for quicker loading times. They seem to really harp on that. We have the xCloud that's coming to the PC or to the Xbox platform as well. And we have the PS5, which we don't know a whole lot about. We had that interview where they announced the hardware, but with at least with the Project Scarlet, we know the launch title will be Halo, and I think that's a massive one for Xbox to have a Halo come out as a launch title. I think they did it before. Pat, you might be able to tell me, are you a Halo fan, or am I getting that wrong?
Who, me?
Pat? You're not a Halo fan, no?
Sorry, no, just said my connection went there for a bit. What were you saying?
No, I thought you might have been our local
it's
hero.
Gone again.
Okay. Jack, you're not a Halo guy, are you?
I'm sorry.
No, I'm a Gears of War fan.
You're a Gears fan. Okay, well, we'll go with Gears then. Because that was announced at E3 as well. But what do you make of the kind of comparison with PS5 and Project Scarlet? Are you going to pick one over the other? Are you going to wait until we get more details? And I'll actually go through a couple of details after you guys are finished giving your piece. So let's hear it, Jack.
Honestly, being a PlayStation or a Sony fanboy, I probably will go for the PS5 to begin with.
Yeah.
But later on down the line, I know I probably will pick up a Project Scarlet or whatever, then decide to name the console that their Project Scarlet is the name for at the moment, because it happened with the PS4 and the Xbox One. Picked up the PS4 originally, and then maybe about 6 months later I ended up picking up an Xbox One fairly cheap. So it could be the case. I'll probably do the same with that again, regardless of whatever specs they are. They're both great gaming consoles, so there's no harm in having the two of them.
100%. I'm thinking that Jack kind of hits the nail on the head there when he says like he's a Sony fanboy. I think our minds are nearly made up at the generation we picked from a few generations before. Whatever you pick, if you pick PS2 or PS3 instead of the Xbox to begin with, you seem to continue that trend as you're going up. Maybe I think some people switch between the Xbox 360 or something like that.
Yeah,
but
I was changed with Xbox 360.
And then people change back. It makes a big deal. Like, I have my decision made already, and that's PlayStation 5, and that's because I love PlayStation 4. And I think that goes to the branding and stuff. It's nearly all picked. Like, if you look at the comparisons of the systems, as we said, they're very close. So the only difference is in our head is the branding.
That's a great point.
And the exclusives, obviously, the exclusives are going to make a big deal. And Xbox are making waves with all these studios that they're bringing in. I think they've brought in 7 or 8 studios in the last year or whatever, like that, since last year. And that's what they're doing. They know they have to go this way about the not the hardware development, but of the games.
Yeah.
I think that's what the way it's going to have to continue. Like looking at what they have in their systems, they're so close together. It's unreal. The SSD, that's going to be unbelievable how fast it is.
So let's have a quick look at the details here. So release date, we have no release date for the PS5. It's holiday 2020 for the Scarlet. So you would guess that PS5 would come around the same time as that. Optical drive, yes, and both. I'm just going to go right down. So RAM, it's GDDR6 RAM in the Xbox Scarlet. Just to kind of compare that, I have GDDR4 in my PC, and I think you're the same, Paddy, if I'm guessing.
I'm not sure.
The CPU is a custom AMD Zen 2 8-core, and it's literally the same CPU in the Scarlet. So that's kind of the brains of the operation. The GPU is a custom AMD Radeon RDNA Navi, supports ray tracing, which is the big new lighting processing that's coming into all the new GPUs, and that's the exact same on the Scarlet. Video output will be 4K, 120Hz refresh rate, and 8K support on the PS5, and native 4K, 8K support, and up to 120 frames per second on the Scarlet. Then we have the big one, which I think is going to make a massive difference, even though it's nothing new, especially if you're a PC gamer, and that's the solid state hard drive in both systems.
Yeah.
Backwards. Go on, Paddy.
No, I was about to say about something with the SSD there. My old laptop, I had a hard drive in it, and I dropped the laptop. Hard drive was fecked.
Gone.
And then they're gone. And then I got an SSD. It was only a 120 SSD or whatever. I tell you, the difference in speed is ridiculous.
Oh,
how much you don't even realize it until you put one in. It's unbelievable, the difference.
It's one of those things where if you don't know what you don't know won't hurt you, but when you get it, you can never go back.
No.
Can I just add in a point?
Sorry, yeah, go on ahead, Jack.
I was just going to say that Ronan said that the SSDs are nothing new to PC gamers. There is quite a few console gamers who actually did buy SSDs for their PS4s,
Very
their
true.
PS4 Pros, and their Xbox Ones. So it's not going to be new to everyone. There is going to be quite a few people that know what an SSD is.
These are new age SSD, I think, as well, aren't they?
Yeah, they're new generation SSD, yeah.
But in the long run, there is going to be quite a few console gamers as well that will know the difference in an SSD compared to a HDD.
Yeah, 100%. I think the biggest problem there was the pricing with SSDs. Now, they are starting to come down a little bit in the market, but even for a small SSD 6 months ago, they were super expensive, and they started to drop down. Even in the last 6 months, they've come to a reasonable price. So getting one of those, I suppose you're going to have to look at what capacity are these things going to be. A 1 terabyte SSD is pretty expensive. I mean, you're looking over 100 quid for one of those things. So if these things come out and they're 400 quid with a 1 terabyte SSD, already you're kind of saving money there in terms of the hardware. So backwards compatibility, guys, this is a massive, absolutely massive one for me, because I would be afraid to tell you how many games I have in PS4, but PS4 games are backwards compatible on the PS5. Now, some people might say, why wouldn't they be? But they could have easily started doing exactly what they did in the last generation and remastering PS4 games for PS5. What I'm hoping that they're going to do is there's going to be a time where PS4 games and PS5 games are going to be released simultaneously, but I hope it's just literally an update. So if you have a PS4, the graphics are dumbed down a little bit, and if you have a PS5, there's an update that you download. Even if it's something like 5 quid for that upgrade, you get that upgrade and you have a PS5 game now that takes advantage of it. And then on the Project Scarlet, which is really impressive, Xbox seem to really have this nailed down, you can play Xbox 360 and Xbox One games. And the accessories, meaning the controllers and the cameras on the Xbox Scarlet, are not confirmed to work, but you could imagine that they will. The streaming services, guys, I want to talk a little bit about this, because the streaming service, and I suppose we can dive a little bit into this one. So on PlayStation, we know that they have the infrastructure there for a streaming service. We have PS Now that works pretty well. If anyone has experienced that, you can get that for a trial of 7 days if you want to check that thing out. Pat actually filled us in that there is PS4 games on that now that you can play and test out, and test if your internet is good enough. And then over on the Xbox side of things, you have Project xCloud, which people were playing Halo, I believe, on the show floor on E3 on their mobile with an Xbox controller attached to it, and they said it was flawless, the speed. So does this really kind of squeeze out Stadia as much as I personally think it might? Because Stadia, if you think about it, it's one source of how to play these games, where these systems are a console that can play hard copies, it can play digital, it can stream, it's got so many different aspects than just a streaming service. Do you not think that this might push Google out?
I think it pushes. The only thing I think what's going to push Google out is the Xbox exclusives towards. They have the same kind of general systems. They're doing the exact same thing, except for Xbox already has the infrastructure there with the games. So this is where Xbox kind of taking the lead for me on this one. I understand what you're saying with the hardware, but the point in Stadia is that you don't need the hardware. So you could play it anywhere on any desktop at any time. You don't need to buy anything. I think that's where Stadia takes a little bit of the balance back as well from it.
But what's to stop? Because Xbox, if you listen to the E3, Xbox actually said that you can use your hardware or you can use their servers. So what's stopping them just having it as a full-on streaming?
I honestly think Stadia, like for me when it came out, it was all excited and it was brilliant, and the more and more I get to know it,
the cracks are starting to appear.
Yeah, the more I'm getting to start, like even the way they're not a proper subscription service, it's not what I thought they were going to do.
Yeah,
you have to buy. You have to pay for your service, and you still have to buy the games. I like if they did it where you paid your subscription and you rented the games, kind of thing, under that subscription, it'd be a lot better than buying the subscription and getting the games. I know they're giving you a certain amount of games for free under the subscription, but they should still do it the other way. It'd be a lot better. They'd make a lot. Whoever does that first is going to be in it. I don't know. It's probably cost too much money for the licenses for games to do that at this point in time.
I think the fact that they're not they are making a big deal of the streaming service, but Xbox literally had it at the end of their conference. Okay, you can actually, you can bring your games anywhere. It's not this case where it's their forerunner. Their forerunner is games, and I always said that it really boils down to what games that you can play on the streaming service. And for me, Stadia doesn't really have the games. Like, they have a lot of Ubisoft stuff and a lot of big hitters. What was the big Destiny 2? I mean, is that game not dead yet? Like, I thought that was dead, but they're giving that away. But that's what I mean. Like, they're giving that away with Stadia, and that's a nice game to test that out, because it is a game that you need to be running at 60 frames per second, and it is a Twitch shooter. So if that one fails, then you have a massive problem with Stadia. But the fact that I think you have different. You have a different way out. Say if you can't stream on your Xbox, well then you can just use it as a normal console, but there's the option there to stream if you have the infrastructure.
The streaming service race is on. Like, this is what it's on.
It's very exciting.
It's very much on. This is the future. Like,
Pat wants to jump in there. Sorry, Patty.
Just going in there, but on the fact that Stadia is purely streaming, so you're buying the game, but you don't own it. You just have it there to stream. So the problem there is then if it goes down, you can't play these games because you can only stream them. And then the second problem is that if these games come off Stadia and you've paid for them, they're gone. You can't play them anymore.
Everybody is afraid of that. And
like, I'm actually just going to use the example of Drive Club, which is a PS4 game. It's being brought off the PSN store next year. So once that's gone, like, you can't buy it online. You'll have to get it physically.
I can't remember. There was a game I was looking at today, and it's after being taken off what's the PC version of PSN? What's the
Steam?
Steam. It was after being taken off Steam, because I can't remember the game. I have to look it up. But they lost the licenses of the music in the game.
Alan Wake.
Is how it was. They lost the license of the music of the game, so they had to take the game off Steam. That's the problem. There's so many companies involved in developing them games, between the music and the arts and all that. Anything they don't own the license for. That's a problem for the future. It's wonder what they're going to have to buy the rights straight out, and not take the licenses, if you know what I mean. I suppose that's difficult as well.
Yeah, lifetime licenses, I suppose, seems to be the way forward. It's a tricky situation. Just up here in the comments, it's a good question actually I want to ask. What do you make of the new Xbox Elite controller being €180? a bit dear, lol. I actually think that controller is one of the best things I've ever seen. Yes,
Right.
it is dear, but I think the customization of it is pretty cool. But then you have to think, Paddy, you have a Scuff controller there. How
Yeah,
much
I have a
was that
Scuff.
thing?
But that, to be honest, that was second hand. That's only €80. But to buy it brand new, it's 200.
Okay, so you're looking at similar.
That's a similar. That's from Scuff themselves, as a third party or whatever. But they make great controllers. Whatever. Xbox doing the same thing with a pro controller. That's how much you're paying, because there's so much that goes into making them.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
I didn't really find it. Obviously it's expensive because you can buy. I mean, for 20 more quid, you can get an the digital only Xbox, which I'm probably going to pick up. But I didn't find.
John was saying there as well in the comments there about, make a good point.
Yeah.
Where it's a lot of the stuff you can play a lot of the Xbox exclusives on your PC.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have to be going out and buying an Xbox. That's
Yeah.
another thing. That's another balance where I think they might be losing out, is if people, PC players. I suppose it's not, because they're opening themselves up to PC players as well. But like, if I had all the games there with the PC right now, I wouldn't be going out buying an Xbox.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying, 100%, and that's the I feel like the same because I have a PC. I'm able to play the big exclusives, but up to E3, you were fairly limited on what you could buy in terms of the games. But after E3, when they released the Game Pass for PC, they're really after boosting the amount of games, and I think I can go on now and download the new Metro game, which I haven't played yet, and I can play, what other games is there? Like, I mean, there's Sea of Thieves, which was always there, Forza Horizon, which is a fantastic game, Halo is coming, the Master Chief Collection, that's going to be amazing to play that on PC, and so yes, there is a crossover there, but I think Xbox are really going through with their word that no console should be limited of what they play. Like, they want to be able to play games on everything, and maybe the fact that, you know, Horizon is Microsoft owned, the fact that you're buying that game anyway, they're still seeing profit from that. They're still seeing some income from the games that they're making. If you buy Game Pass, it's still going to Microsoft. So I think, you know, they may be losing out a little bit, but in terms of the amount of people that'll just pick up Game Pass for the amount of games that are there, I think they'll make a profit on it.
100%.
Jack, do you want to jump in?
Paddy's hit the nail on the head there with that one. It's made that point fairly clear, but I will say there was the rumors, or was it actually proven true, about Xbox putting the Xbox Live on Switch, for example.
Yeah.
Like, they added Cuphead to the Switch, which was an Xbox exclusive for a good 2 years. So, as you said, they're trying to get it onto as much things as they can. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing more on the Switch or more on something else from Xbox.
Yeah.
You know? So it could be a case of the Game Pass could start making its way to different things, you know? And so the balance might be torn off, just off a little bit.
So round table here, Paddy, Xbox or PlayStation? I think we know the answer, but let's just do it for a roundup.
PlayStation always.
PS5. Pat?
Probably be a PlayStation.
Jack?
It'll be both.
It'll be both.
Day one,
okay.
Jack. Day one, Jack.
Not day one, but PS5 day one.
I am obviously PS5, but I just wish there was a few more single player games that came out on E3 that I went, you know what, I would actually really, really like an Xbox. But what they showed, yes, they're doing exciting stuff, but there wasn't anything there that would swing the tide for me. So it's PS5
there's way more,
for me.
even on the Switch, there's maybe more exciting titles. Do you want to pick up a Switch before you pick up an Xbox? Do you know what kind of way?
That's a great point. Like, I mean, if you look at E3, Nintendo absolutely killed it. Like, in terms of any show that was on that weekend, Nintendo were just the cream of the crop in terms of what they announced, the way it was shown, and I mean, we're getting a new Zelda game, so I'm happy. But
it's not every other Switch player. If they bring out a Switch 2.0 and Zelda comes with it, they're just like, oh, give me it.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
I mean? That's what sells the consoles. It is Zelda.
So we have a massive announcement, guys. As we said before the show, at the start of the show, that we're getting bigger. We have sponsors now, and you know the show is just getting bigger, better. The production is coming on. We have actually a new sponsor that is after coming on board with us, and we are happy to announce That's Retro, and I'm going to bring up their website and we're going to go over a few bits and pieces from the That's Retro site. So first of all, That's Retro sell arcade bar tops and full-size arcade machines and are based in Dublin. Each machine has 8,000 retro games and can be purchased or rented for any occasion for a very competitive price. And what we're going to do is we're just going to look through That's Retro's website. So if you look down here, welcome to That's Retro. We are an Irish owned company here to make your dreams of having your very own arcade cabinet a reality. Each machine custom designed with authentic artwork and over 8,000 games in every machine, finally at an affordable price. So make sure if you're at home, I know there's so many people out there that want one of these in their homes, especially the fact that we're getting a little bit on and consoles are nearly becoming a thing of the past. So getting one of these in will really, it'll really make a nice piece in your house or your games room. Or
these will look great in your games room.
Exactly. So how it works is you pick your artwork, which is, it's as customizable as you want to be. We might get a Republic of Players one, you never know, Paddy. Maybe you can put in a good word.
Definitely can be done.
You can check our list of games. You put a paid deposit on it and then pay the rest when the machine is done. And I mean, if you want to go over to the website here, it's that's retro.ie. It shows all the games. It shows different artwork of stuff that they've done previously. So you have Street Fighter, Neo Geo, Space Invaders. Like, they have just an amazing website here that really shows you the work that these guys are doing. There's a how to order page that makes it really simple. Just put your name in, your email and a message and they'll get back to you. And then if you jump into gallery here, it shows you just the amazing work that these guys do. I mean, these bar tops are unbelievably cool. You've got Mario, Mortal Kombat. You've got a Marvel one here. That's funny actually. A Marvel bar top and a guy wearing a Superman cape. That's hilarious. Marvel v DC. Love it. Spider-Man playing on a Marvel bar top.
If they don't have a skin there that you can't see, I think you can get one made fairly handy as well. You can ask them to put something on it. Maybe your face. Maybe get Ronan's face on the side of it. Welcome to the Republic.
If you want to be scared away. And I'm looking here. I mean, there's ones here. They're in just bars. I mean, if you're a bar owner and you want something that people will bloody play, like,
on it. You can put it on a coin operating system on it as well if you want. So.
Oh, that's class.
That's another selling point of it. Yeah.
Really get
scam your friends.
Scam your friends. Put your money in here.
Really get old school. So I'm just
going to flex it every week.
Let's go back to the homepage and yeah, thank you so much. That's Retro, our new sponsor. We're going to have an official ad and video next week for that.
Yeah.
So please go over, check out their stuff, and just enjoy all the stuff that they have. And if you're feeling a little bit funky and you want one of these things, give them a shout, and I'm sure they'll get straight back to you. So that is.
That's retro.
That's retro. Paddy, you have any words on that, or you've kind of given?
I kind of hit the nail on the head there. Whatever I think we said there.
Yeah.
And thanks very much to another great sponsor. It's great.
Thank you very much. Right,
guys, we have another announcement.
Announcements.
Oh my God, more announcements.
This is
wait, guys, drum roll.
We have a new member coming on to
just play the clip. Don't even
podcast.
Say just play the clip.
I'm not even going to tell you. We'll talk about him or her. It could be her. Let's play the clip.
Okay, so key. I put the thing over the key. Oh God. That was instinct! I just started firing! I have no idea my ammo situation, if I have any. I don't know how I'm still alive. But you know what? I feel alive! I don't know what to do with those sauce salad and scrambled eggs. They're calling again. Scrambled eggs all over my face. What is a boy to do?
Our new member, dun, dun, is Mr. John Fogarty, too old for gaming. I'm just going to jump right in here first of all. John has become such an amazing member of the Republic of Players, and quite frankly, a good friend of mine. He makes me laugh. He makes, every video I see of him, he's helpful with every time you ask him a question. I mean, I asked him, explain the loop of Escape from Tarkov. He wrote me, I'm not joking you, it was like a 3-page essay. It's filling me in exactly why I should buy the game. He's funny, he's charismatic. I think he's going to be an amazing member on the show. Thank you so much, John. I know you're in the chat there, but seriously, dude, you have been a light in my life for the last, 2 years since I met you from pro clubs, and I cannot wait to have you on the show and talk video games with you.
100%. Welcome, John. Welcome.
Get out of here, John, before it's too late. Get out of here.
It's great to have another great content creator on board with us.
Yeah. He does do some great stuff.
He does.
He
Everyone
has
head
some
over
amount of energy to him. Yeah.
100%. Head over to his channel there and give him a sub. You won't be disappointed.
Sub too old for gaming over on
Too old for
YouTube.
gaming.
He deserves every sub that he gets. His content, there's so much care and love gone into his editing. I mean, that video, what game was it, Jack? Getting Over It?
Oh, Getting Over It, yeah.
If you want to die of laughter, check out John's series of Getting Over It. It's some of the best stuff you will ever see. And he says John Aldino lives. Yeah, John Aldino.
I swear to God, I always call him John Aldino. I never say too over games like John Aldino. I was like, no, that's not his name. That's not his name.
We had a pro clubs team which we need to get back when FIFA 20 comes out, and John came onto the scene calling himself John Aldino, and he started as like this, was it like a little Brazilian, and now he's like a 10-foot monster down the wing. It was a bit of a funky change, but it's all good. But just an amazing member, and I can't wait to have him on. So guys, we will go to community section after all those announcements. Whew, I need a break after all those announcements. Some serious going, guys. Ray had a question there, Jack. What was it?
He was the only question I saw from Ray was about the retro arcades.
We'll have to. I'm not really sure on the prices. You'll have to check in. I'll have all that ready for next week.
Okay, so we'll get more details on that. I'm sure we'll have like an official video like we do for Kaiju on that as well. So
yeah, 100%. Any other questions, guys? Hit us.
Give us all the questions.
If not, we can go back to gaming.
I've got a controller beside me and I'm not afraid to use it.
No.
I've got a Vita beside me and I haven't used it in a while. It could come out.
I'm getting the jitters from not playing. I need that Monster Hunter fix.
John says Getting Over It is basically a man going insane. So yeah, I've watched it, dude. It's some of the funniest stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I downloaded that game for €2 and it wasn't worth it. I got by the first area and that was it.
Ray's like, haha, my questions about Ghost of Tsushima. Ray, we have more time to scroll, man.
He asked, when do we think the Ghost of Tsushima will be out by the end of the year?
No.
I don't think so anyway.
Are you bloody excited about it? And when do you think we will get it? Wasn't a rumor that it wasn't going to be out this year?
I don't think it will be.
What I saw there a while back was that they were still bringing writers on, maybe like 3 or so months back. So that basically tells me that they didn't have the game really completely thought out at that stage. So I'm thinking that it will be sort of maybe near the end of the PS4's life cycle, or probably 2020.
I think
I'd say mid 2020 would be my bet. You're just going to be able to play your PS4 copy on the PS5, so.
True.
But still going to go Paddy though. Probably will be.
David Ayres said, how much will the new consoles be? We've kind of discussed this previously.
We've gone over this before, but I think they'll hit the price point of 500, 550.
I'd say the 600.
Okay. Pat?
I realistically, I think it will have to be 500 because I think if it goes beyond that, people aren't going to be happy. Like PS3, for example, like it was 600, and it was like everyone was like, "What the hell is he doing? This is a disaster." Like, yeah, I think 500 is what they'd have to hit. I think 550 would be okay, but hitting 600, I don't think many people would be happy with.
It's like I say that with the price point, but then you look at what's in it, and then you look at the price of stuff. It's like, well, how are they going to do this? But I guess they have deals with AMD or whatever, whoever is all these fellas making this stuff, that they can bring it cheaper because they're expensive parts.
I think going by looking at the both list of stuff that's in both, hardware that's in both, I think we're not going to have a price battle this year, in the next generation like there was last year. But yeah, I think 499 would be a nice spot. I think anything over that, people will be squeezed out. I mean, €500 is a lot of money for a console, and people, in this day and age, it's hard to fork out 500 quid. But
100%.
I think that would be a nice one. If they brought it out for 4, it would be just. I mean, if Xbox brought theirs out for 5 and PlayStation brought theirs out for 400 quid, it would just be hilarious. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to get more of an even ground this time, and I think it's going to be €500. It would be genius if it was something else, but I don't think so.
No. Dave says duos. Yes, Dave. Yes, Dave.
Can they not be free? Sadly, not, Dave. Theirs. Sadly not.
Ray's hit the nail on the head. I'll hate the price, but shut up and take my money. Yeah, that's probably the way I'll be as well.
I hate spending money too. Who doesn't?
So guys, let's do our shout outs and get out of here. Where can the good folks find you, Platinum Jack?
Good folks can find me at the Platinum Jack on Twitch. Make sure to tune in tomorrow. I'm going to be starting Crash Team Racing, hopefully, and we'll see how that one goes over the weekend.
We're waiting on your review, Jack. No pressure.
I can do it if you want.
No pressure.
And over to the review king, Pat Curley. What's happening, Pat? Where can the good folks find you?
You can find me over on Twitter as Pat Gone Mad with a capital R at the end. And well, it was supposed to be Pat Gone Mad Reviews, but just sort of cut out the rest of the letters.
Oh, okay, I understand that. Yeah, well, it's Twitter, so don't expect too much.
Doesn't matter.
And sure, my videos are up on the Republic of Players YouTube channel, so if you want to see what I do, go there and have it. Well, you're already here, so technically that's not a shout
weird.
out.
You come here often.
Check the other videos.
YouTubeception.
But yeah, that's about it. Like, you'll see me around the community, and yeah.
Awesome, dude. And Paddy Toner, where can the good folks find you?
Well, just say thanks to this is the year show, so thanks to the community for being along with us for the journey. Thanks for coming back every week. We always see the same faces coming in, and we see extra few new ones coming in. It's brilliant. Thanks to the lads. Thanks to the development. Thanks to everyone. And thanks to our sponsors as well. We've got some massive announcements in the next few weeks that we're very, very excited about. We just can't say it right now, but it's big news. And you can find me. I'm back streaming again since I have this fantastic new PC. Probably be streaming some Apex. I'm going to probably... Fortnite, I'm not sure yet till I get a bit better on it. On the PC, might never happen. But probably Escape from Tarkov as well. Maybe some videos on Escape from Tarkov you never see. And you can find me in the community. Thanks very much. For twitch.tv/Republic of Players.
Yeah, I'm just going to repeat exactly what Paddy said. Thanks a million to... he's done all the groundwork. But again, to have people coming in and sponsoring us, it's just amazing, and we want to support the Irish gaming scene as much as possible. It's been a year, guys. We've had some ups and downs, but we're still here. Like I said, the production is getting better. We're all getting better as a team as well, and now that we're growing, bringing John on board as well, it's just going to be adding to it. So I'm super excited going forward. Like Paddy said, we have some, and I don't mean to say, like, we've had big announcements tonight. We have some ridiculous big announcements coming in the coming weeks. So please stick around and just be there with us for that one. You can catch me on Facebook at www.facebook.com/thealphafox. I'm always on the Republic of Players community and the Alpha Fox everywhere else. Twitter, I never use it anymore, but if you drop me a message, it'll pop for me. So this
Spotify tomorrow as well.
Oh, Spotify. Actually, the minute you stopped, I was like, make sure this. So yeah, the Spotify is a big one for us. Head over, follow the Republic of Players on Spotify. Hit the follow. check out our previous shows as well. A couple of our shows are up there, and this one will be there tomorrow. And if you missed the show, you can catch us there and obviously on the YouTube in just a couple of minutes. So, guys, this has been TROP-CAST episode 34.
Jack wants to say something.
Can I say one thing just before we go, because you were thanking everybody?
Okay.
I just want to thank two specific people that
Go for
aren't
it,
part of the crew anymore. But thanks to Una Ming for when we started off, she did the community.
Big time.
And then to, as everybody knows, Seamus left last week. A massive thank you to him for all the work he did throughout the past year for the podcast as well.
100%. Yeah, no,
And
definitely.
Evan and Ray.
And Ray, of course. You can't forget Ray, but everybody loves Ray.
Yeah.
And Ray loves Raymond.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks for jumping in there, Jack, because I don't like forgetting anyone, but anyone that has brought this forward in any way, shape or form, thank you so much. This has been TROP-CAST episode 34. Happy birthday to us all, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Good luck.
Bye.